Hey everyone, it's Jack here, Talk Norwich City. I hope you're all doing very well indeed. Really exciting video today, more transfer rumours. Although I say rumour, this one's actually got a bit of validity about it, which is really nice. And also a massive thank you for all of your support on yesterday's video regarding the pre-season. It's always lovely to hear your thoughts about what's going on at the football club at the moment. And I think there was a general kind of theme of quiet optimism going into this season. I think that's where I'm at as well. There's reason to be cheerful, and there's some concerns that I think will probably continue until we really kind of set the record straight in the Championship. I'm buzzing for Saturday's game against Cardiff. It's always a really exciting period in the season early on. You don't quite know what to expect, but I'm excited. I'm excited to see how we go about things in the Championship once again. Anyway, we're not here to talk about that today. We're here to talk about Ismael Kone, who we've been linked with from Montreal. Now, this came out last night from well-known journalist Fabrizio Romano, who's usually fairly on it when it comes to transfer news. It's then been followed up with a report from The Athletic, who, again, are usually fairly on it as well. So there's definite juice in this rumour. Stuart Webber was out in Montreal last weekend to kind of meet with representatives and such, hence why he wasn't in Scotland, so that kind of clears any of those rumours up. So who is he? Well, he's 20 years old, kind of had his breakthrough season this year. 6'2", midfielder, 20 years old, Canadian international, originally born in the Ivory Coast. And as I say, like, clearly a very raw talent, clearly well respected. There was a big deep dive article on what he's all about on The Athletic, which I read through, and I kind of looked at that, and there were three main characteristics that popped out for me. He's tall. He's got a very athletic build. They described him as an aggressive dribbler, which I quite like the idea of, just like raw kind of anger when moving forwards. A forward runner, wants to get forward, likes to get forward, likes to find that pocket of space in between midfields and defences. And in terms of shot quality, not very good. I think they said his average shot the kind of over a 20 game sample size was something like 0.03 expected goals per shot from long distance. So look, there's clearly work to be done here, and he's still very young, but an exciting prospect. And I think the most interesting thing about Norwich's transfer business and dealings so far, there's clearly a real concentration around the midfield area, which pleases me, because I think that's the area of the pitch where we really struggled with last season. And it feels as if this is the guy that could potentially complement Isaac Hayden. I was speaking in depth with a Newcastle fan the other day who said Hayden's a fine player, an okay player, but he's limited. Now, I don't mind having a limited player as long as the limited things they can do, they do really well. And I think Isaac Hayden's got the potential to do that. And as long as they're complemented with someone who can do the other bits well. Now, if you're throwing kind of a two-man central midfield duo at the Championship under Dean Smith, then Kone certainly carries different characteristics than what we've already got. Now, how they kind of feature Gabriel Sara in this formula is really intriguing as well. And look, I'm guessing here, I hadn't really heard of Kone up until this rumour came out. I've read the articles, I've watched the videos, I've listened to the experts, which I think is always a wise thing to do here. He feels almost like another Pierre Lemalou. Now, let me provide context to that. I think what we wanted in Pierre Lemalou was something we never got. I saw him as a potential kind of he was tall, wasn't he? He was quite kind of dynamic. He wanted to run through midfield and never did it. I don't think he was the player we expected we were going to get. I think that's what we needed. That's what we required. That's who we thought was going to fill that role. But it never really happened with Pierre Lemalou. He's now, of course, been sold. So we're looking for a replacement. And Kone, obviously, according to Norwich City, fit that bill, which is really intriguing. And the critics of Norwich season, the ones who've don't think we're going to get promoted this season, I think is down to two factors. Not having Emi Buendia, which he's arguably irreplaceable, but I feel as if we kind of have attacking talent that is not going to replicate Buendia, but can fill the void to an extent. But we don't have an Oliver Skipp. And I think a lot of people are looking at Norwich City and going, who is the Oliver Skipp of this season? Because he was so good in the Championship last time out. And as I said earlier, it's intriguing that Norwich have concentrated so heavily on the midfield. I guess because there's been a little bit of turnover there. I don't know what's going on with Matthias Norman. He's obviously not currently playing for Norwich City, but I saw rumours that he was back in the city, so whether he makes a return. But we've lost Leigh-Malou, we've lost Norman, and we were already looking weak in those areas already. So there's clear optimism around Ismael Kone. And whether this will get done before the Cardiff game looks unlikely. But Webber was there. Webber was watching him. And the other nice little nugget of info is that he's a teammate to Kai Kamara, who, of course, played for Norwich City quite a while ago now. Time's flying by. So Ismael Kone, let me know what you think. I guess none of you have been watching too much CF Montreal on a regular basis, but from what you've seen of reports and highlights, etc., is that what we need, or are we looking in the wrong place again? I'd love to hear from you. As I said in the previous videos, there's so much content coming this week in the lead up to Cardiff, so be sure to subscribe and you won't miss a thing. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you all again very soon. Bye bye.